So I've seen this talk within the community, but I wasn't going to make a video on it until I just saw someone in the comments of one of my videos saying, stop using generative AI. I was like, what? It's like that 50 Cent meme where he says, why do you say me for? But basically, if you don't know what I'm about, I guess these were two separate issues, but now they're one, to do with AI in Call of Duty, specifically to do with it taking away the job roles of employees. And I guess the reason I didn't make a video on it was because Activision using AI generated images in their games doesn't really put me off. As long as it looks good and doesn't take away from the experience, then it's just not something that crosses my mind. But with what's happened now to do with voice actors leaving, specifically ones that have been around since the very beginning, for example, the voice actor of Samantha Maxis, who's been involved in Treyarch Zombies since the very first time we heard her back in World at War, right? The character Samantha Maxis has had the same voice actor since then, through all of the different stages that we've seen her as a child and now as an adult in the current zombie story. It was the same voice actor for her right up until this very moment, where she's been recast. And she isn't the only character, but I'm specifically bringing her up because before this information was even put out, just after the release of Citadel Day More, I played that map on day one. You hear Sam speak pretty much as soon as you load into the game, and I heard her voice without being informed. Treyarch had switched voice actresses, and I could tell something was off. I was listening to her speak, and I was like, that is not the same Samantha. She sounds totally different to how she did in Terminus or Liberty Falls just a couple of weeks ago, which for one, I guess shows the new Samantha voice actress sounds nothing like the original, and two, like I just mentioned, well, there are other voice actors who have been switched around. For example, Peck, that's when I didn't notice. Apparently the voice actor for Peck in Cold War is different to the voice actor for Peck in Black Ops 6, but I never noticed. I think the two sound pretty similar. They found a good replacement for him. I would also say the same thing for Woods. I know a lot of people don't like the new voice Woods actor, but I think he actually sounds quite good. Okay, there is a noticeable difference between this new one and the original Woods, voiced by James C. Burns, but I still think he sounds good. However, this new version of Samantha, this new voice actor for her, I'm sorry, nothing against the actual voice actor, but she doesn't sound good. The delivery of her lines just doesn't sound like Samantha. And if you take a listen, because what Treyarch have done is they've not only recast Samantha, but they've gone back to Terminus and Liberty Falls and re-recorded all of those voice lines, adding in all of those old voice lines for the new voice actress. So just take a listen to what Sam sounded like in Terminus previously with the original voice actor.
Today must have been very difficult for you, Peck. Humiliating even. But at least we eliminated that monster and Modi. Gather in the guard station. I have a proposal that I believe may interest you.
Okay, and now take a listen to what she sounds like now with the new voice actor.
Today must have been very difficult for you, Peck. Humiliating, even. But at least we got that monster and Modi. Gather in the guard station. I have a proposal that I believe may interest you.
The delivery of those lines, for me, is nowhere near as good. It just doesn't sit right or sound right. It sounds like this new voice actor. Again, nothing against her at all. It's not her fault, but compared to Samantha's actress we've had since World at War, it doesn't sound like her. That's the problem. They haven't found a voice actress that sounds like Samantha, like they did with Dr. Peck, for example. That is a real shame. So what's happened here then? Well, I saw this tweeted out by the Ghost of Hope on December the 6th with a credible leaker. He said, panic within Treyarch at the moment. Almost all of the actors that featured in the Zombies crew in Black Ops 6 have pulled out of working over lack of AI protection in their contracts. This has seemingly resulted in the disappointing recasts we are now seeing early on. For example, Sam and Citadel, with some still likely to be recast in future maps. Now, I'm not sure what other characters outside of Sam were recast. They got a new voice actor for Peck before this situation. Listening to Weaver, Carver, Maya, Gray, they all sound the same to me, so if they've been recast, their new voice actors are doing a great job. But the point is though, why has it even come down to this in the first place? I am nowhere near an expert on this, I know nothing about it, but how have Activision allowed voice actors that are integral to the story, these are main character voice actors, to leave? Why have they not put some kind of AI protection into their contracts like they want? Why would they not do that? And being someone who doesn't really understand the situation, is it that bad that these voice actors would leave over this? Clearly it is. And is there the chance in the future, if this situation does get sorted out, that these original voice actors will come back? I don't know. I can't see it now. I can't see now that Samantha's got a new voice actor, that Treyarch in, 3 months' time when the next map comes out are going to say, okay, we'll get rid of this new voice actor, go back to the original one, because they've re-recorded all of the old lines for the old Zombies maps, Terminus Liberty Falls, instead of just keeping that old voice actor and then having the new one for the new map. I don't think the OG Samantha voice actor that we've had since World at War is gonna come back now. She's gone. I'm hoping, and from what I can tell, this isn't the situation. Nolan North, who, just in case you don't know, is the voice actor for Richtofen, doesn't get switched out. That'd be an absolute travesty. Richtofen is such an iconic character. You cannot, under any circumstance, have anyone else voice act him. Nolan North is Richtofen. Luckily, I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure he's still there. He sounds the same, but yeah, this is a real travesty, to be honest. It's probably something that you wouldn't notice if you didn't read into it, or if you weren't into Easter eggs or the storyline and you just played the game casually. You didn't really pay too much attention to what the character said. You wouldn't be affected by it, but as someone who is interested in the story, I can't lie, it's a little bit off-putting noticing the difference in Samantha's voice. The other voice actors are fine. The situation's not, but their replacements sound good. Samantha's doesn't, so of course that situation needs rectifying. But the other thing that goes along with this that everyone's been complaining about is to do with AI imagery. So you've probably seen this already, the image for Necroclaws, the COD Santa zombie image, and if you have, well, you may have also noticed it appears he has 6 fingers. Now, if I was oblivious to this situation, I would say, well, what's wrong with that? It's a zombie. This could easily be similar to the amalgams, some kind of mutant. The amalgams have got 2 heads, 6 arms, 4 legs. A zombie could have 6 fingers. There's no reason why not, and it would probably be weirded to question it at this point. But when you know of the AI situation, it's clear that this image is AI, right? I mean, besides from these 6 fingers, there's not really too much else on here that would tell me this is an AI image. If you put the keywords Santa, zombie, yellow glowing eyes into an AI image generator, you'll get images that are very similar to this. So that's kind of another giveaway, but does that have to really be a bad thing? I mean, it looks pretty good, it looks clean, ignoring the 6 fingers, and at the end of the day it's only a loading screen. But the 2 points people have been making is, well, 1, this is another situation of AI replacing people's jobs. These drawings should be made by human artists who put actual passion into it, and 2, it's lazy from the developers. We're still paying full price for the game, yet they're now using tools, which means they don't have to pay employees to do jobs that they're used to. Treyarch, or really this would have been an Activision decision, are too lazy to pay an actual artist to do this, but we're still paying the same price for the game. I mean, I can see that argument. I'm probably alone on this, where I could honestly say, as long as it looks good, I'm not that bothered if it's an AI generated image. The one benefit to AI being implemented in COD is, of course, it means more content, or it should do anyway. If the computer's doing a job that humans would usually do, then they can focus on other things. A lot of the time that's just not how it goes, but it should do. But yeah, for me it's always just been, as long as it looks good and you can't tell, I'm fine with it. We have these other ones in game which are clearly AI generated, but I think they look really clean and good, to be honest. Other ones not so much, like these, where you can say this is more on the lazy side. I mean, if these were made by an actual human artist, not to knock it, but this is just really poor art. You just look at the edges and how scruffy it looks, which is why I have to believe this is AI. And the other thing is, well, why would Treyarch just not double check it? Why would you not zoom into the edges, see if every bit's perfect? And if it's not, just spend a minute or two inputting some more keywords and creating another AI image. Why would you just add ones like this which are clearly not good enough? And it's the same with this one, going back to it. If this zombie wasn't intended to have 6 fingers, surely when this image was AI generated, Treyarch would have inspected it, noticed that a zombie had 6 fingers and gone, actually, this isn't right, or the quality of this isn't high enough to add into the game, so let's just spend 5 minutes finding another AI generated image we can add instead of this one. So, like these, this is just my opinion. I think some AI generated images look really good, but it's all about quality control. Treyarch should be inspecting each and every one of them and saying, this one's good enough, and this one isn't. This one's suitable for the game, it fits in, but this one doesn't. And similar to the voice actors, we don't want to get into a situation where this is taken away from the jobs of actual people. I was just looking at the comments of some of these Twitter posts. Someone said their prestige emblems are 100% AI. That's not something that, when I saw them for the first time, I thought, but maybe that's true, I don't know. I have seen a lot of people say that though, and someone replied to him saying, I personally know the artists that did the emblems. I promise they're not AI. If you have any questions, let me know. So we're in a situation now where there's a lot of art in Call of Duty that people are just assuming is AI, maybe because it looks like it would be generated by it, but it's not. And like I said, I personally really like the look of the emblems in Black Ops 6. I think they're different to the standard ones that we usually have, the stars and whatever, but a lot of people have said they look AI generated, it's lazy, but we've got someone here saying that they personally know the artist that made them, so they're not. So what's the situation there then? And could it be the same for a lot of this? Activision are 100% using AI for stuff like this now, but it's just trying to pick out which one specifically. And clearly, in a lot of cases, it's difficult to do. And you've got to remember, Activision's now owned by Microsoft. So there's no doubt they're using AI. They even put out a job listing not long ago stating that they're looking for people with knowledge in AI tools. So that's what's going on, but it's whether it's being used in the right way. Is it going to take away people's jobs? And is it going to lower the quality of the game? I think it can, but I don't think it has to. It's just how lazy the developers want to be when it comes to quality control. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.